Well, is there a Schmigadoon, not the musical?
I guess there is no. No, you're right. You're right. There is no non-musical Schmigadoon. What am I talking about?
The musical.
Schmigadoon, the musical. Oh, you mean Schmigadoon? I think it would be a spectacular treat to be able to do this live in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you both so much for taking the time. It's a joy to get to talk to you about this.
Thanks,
yes, thank you.
Of course. So first question's for Keegan, which is, you sing way more this season.
Yes.
How did that come about? Is that something that you lobbied for?
I think I may have lobbied for it in Schmigadoon unconsciously, which was that during Schmigadoon, the hardest part of that of being part of that project was that I couldn't sing and dance and bop along to the music the way I wanted to, the way that Keegan, the person who loves musical theater, wanted to. And so I was just like, standing there, and the director was always just like, Keegan, less movement, stop moving. You don't like it, you hate it, remember that you hate it. So I think that Cinco Paul must have noticed that and was like, okay, let's give Keegan a couple of numbers this time around. And
yes, Keegan, who was singing Screen Rant.
The
theme song for
the theme
you.
wrong to Screen Rant. The theme.
The theme wrong to Screen Rant.
The theme wrong to Screen Rant. I was just making up a theme song to Screen Rant moments ago. So as you can see, singing is something that, I enjoy a little bit.
And Cecily, I was just rewatching you singing My Way on SNL, which is incredible. But clearly you have like a flair for these like show-stopping moments, which I feel like you also get more of this season. So how was it for you to go even bigger with what you got to do musically?
Wow. Well, number one, thank you for saying I have a flair for show-stopping moments. Kind of stuck in that for a second. I mean, it's great to have it's also to have somebody like Cinco to write those for you and to know your strengths. It just makes it's a lot safer. It feels like there's less of a chance of failing terribly, and it's a very safe and fun, supportive environment. But to have Cinco writing those moments for me, it's a trip. I love it.
Keegan, you maybe just touched on this, but did the fact that your characters this time around wanted to go back to Schmigadoon, did that make this a little more fun for you guys, as to not, you don't have to be the foils the whole time?
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, is that we get to be, that you find them trying, or certainly Josh, trying to immerse himself into the atmosphere. He's actually consciously trying to be a part of the atmosphere. And the fact that he and Melissa know the rule, they don't know the specific rules, but they understand people are going to burst into song. They understand that the people are going to set up situations so that they can burst into song. They understand that part, the general rules of these magical worlds. And so he's all ready to go. He's gung ho. He's gung ho. Yeah.
You two are obviously so, steeped in live performance. So as you're working on the show and doing this, is it giving you a bug of wanting to do this kind of stuff in front of a live audience?
I would love to.
Sure.
Could you imagine if we did this in front? Could you imagine doing either of these seasons in front of a live?
I know. Yeah.
That would be something else. That would be amazing. If we could do Schmigadoon the musical.
Well, is there a Schmigadoon, not the musical?
I guess there is no. No, you're right. You're right. There is no non-musical Schmigadoon. What am I talking about?
The musical.
Schmigadoon the musical. Oh, you mean Schmigadoon? I think it would be a spectacular treat to be able to do this live in any way, shape, or form.
Because it seems like the trend is to jump eras and go to these different shows across decades. Where do you two hope the show goes next? Are there musicals that you hope you get to touch on?
I mean, if we did a season 3, I think I think there's a logical progression, right? Which means we're going to the 80s and 90s, which is another great era. We have discussed that if we got to go do something in the vein of Into the Woods, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sincerely hope to see that. This season's amazing, guys. I think that's all my time, but congratulations. It's so good.
Thanks, Owen.
Thanks a lot.